Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. It's HIIT Core Yoga tonight. It's Wednesday and we're going to do a double ladder and a lot of core work tonight. So working on the whole core, your back, and your abs, your low and upper abs. But we are going to start with that the yoga, and then we'll get into the interval training, and then we will do the core burnout at the end, and then we're gonna do some yoga to finish up. So you might want to grab a couple blocks if you have them. They're just standard yoga blocks. If you are near a stool or a couch, that might work too. We're gonna do some tricep dips, so you can use something that's gonna offer you a ledge. But if you don't have anything at all, then you can use the floor too. That's fine. So we're going to start in child's pose and start stretching out. So come onto your mat. You just need your mat and a water bottle and get started. So bring your knees wide and big toes touch and stretch your arms forward. Bring your forehead to the floor. Take long, deep breaths in and out through the nose here. Keep feeling the hips pull back towards your heels and sink your shoulders down with every exhale. Keep your elbows loose, a little bit bent. Turn your hands so the thumbs point up towards the ceiling, or open your palms up towards the ceiling. All right, then close your hands, palms back onto the floor. We'll lift up and walk over to the left, reaching out at an angle and bowing to the knee. Pulling the hips back towards the heels, still pushing into the floor with the hands just to get the stretch a little more activated. And then over to the other side. Continue to breathe long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then come on back to center and rise up to tabletop pose from there. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. So go ahead and round the spine, come into a cat arch, and inhale, release the belly, lifting the chin, chest forward, and draw the shoulders back. Moving into cow and cat to warm up the spine. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, begin to move around in a circle motion. So bend into your elbows as you do this. Pick one direction to go into and switch it up and move into the other direction. Get the sides of your body open here and kinking from your day or from your week so far. So engaging the core slightly as you are making this motion as well. All right, so slow it down, and then we'll walk the hands forward and come up into down dog. Tuck toes, lift your hips, and walk it out. Bending the right knee, then the left knee, back and forth. Maybe moving your hips left and right, swaying from there. Try to work those heels down to the floor to stretch your calves. Try to let your head be heavy and just let it drop if possible. Spreading the fingers out nice and wide on the mat to kind of even out the weight distribution. So you can pull those, get strong enough to just kind of pull back through the hips and pull, move the weight back into the legs instead of placing it all into the wrists. Okay, we're gonna rock forward and back to plank pose. So we're gonna come forward and plank and inhale, and then we're exhaling back into down dog. Inhale forward, exhale back. So try to keep the legs straight and engaged here, engaging your quadricep muscles as you're doing this, engaging your core muscles as you're doing this. All right, and then come back into downward facing dog. Hang there, bend into the knees, look forward, and then step up to the hands. Okay, just folding forward, and knees can remain bent here. You don't have to try and straighten them out. Just your body weight is enough as you're folding forward, just to give that stretch in your hamstrings. Picking up the toes, dropping onto the floor, and then come back to center. Let's rise up and reach up to the ceiling. Deep breath in, open up the arms and bring it down. Forward fold. Inhale halfway, exhale forward fold, and then inhale rise up all the way. Bring the hands to your heart and then clasp your fingers and press down. Inhale, lift the arms, exhale the hands back behind you, clasping behind and pull back. Look up, exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up, arms release up, exhale, clasp and press. Inhale, lift the arms, exhale, release. Inhale, open the chest, exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, exhale, bow forward, drop head, inhale, rise up, exhale, one more time here, up, exhale, inhale, exhale, folding and holding, shoulders back. All right, come up all the way, releasing the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor, step your right foot back, drop your right knee to the ground and lift your arms. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back into plank pose and lower through chaturanga. Up dog, cobra, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step forward to the top. Halfway lift, exhale, fold, inhale, rise up all the way. At the top, clasp your fingers, all but index and thumb. Lean to your right side. Kind of pushing the left hip out to the left. Really trying to reach to the corner. And then cut back to center and then go to the other side. Try to squeeze the arms straight. Breathing into that right side. And then come back to center. Drop your right arm down by your right side. And then leaning over. Drop your left arm down by your left side. Breathing. So lift up, legs engaged. And then lifting up both arms. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Okay, halfway lift again. Exhale, hands to the floor, step left foot back, left knee down. Sweep arms up, bring hands down. Step back into plank pose, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Left foot steps, right knee down, arms reach up, exhale, hands down, step forward to the top, and separate your feet as wide as your mat. Drop down into a squat, bring your forearms onto your thighs, left forearm stays there, right arm reaches up. Right arm comes down, left arm reaches up. Left arm down, right arm up. Right arm down, left arm up. Switch. And switch. Switch, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Stand up all the way. Inhale, exhale. Begin just twisting side to side and just letting your shoulders relax, and then your arms relax too. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. All right, going into butt kickers and arm swings. So over, under, and kicking your bum. Rotate the hands when you're opening the arms, so the hand palms face open towards the ceiling. So just slowly trying to get the heart rate up a little bit here, generate a little bit more heat through the body. Okay, and release. Now, swinging arms so we're coming down into a squat, and then just scooping up. Exhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. So pull the bum way back. One more. Okay, and then toe touch, reach. Crossing, opposite hand, opposite foot. Try to sweep those arms overhead. We're trying to open up those shoulders, get the muscles warmed up for what's about to happen. And you're just breathing again. Keep those lungs open. Let's go one more on each side. 1 and 2. And swinging again. Back and forth. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Okay, and then moving into leg swings lastly. So right leg, swinging it up. Back and forth. You need to hold the wall. It's tricky for balance here. Okay, go switching sides here, left side. So just trying to find your own kind of range of motion as well as you're swinging the leg. Okay, and then just doing a little bit of hip rotation. So lift your right knee up to the left and then to the right. And then left knee to the right, left. So you're just kind of doing these up and overs, just getting the hip warmed up. The outer hip, as high as you can go. And you can do it nice and slow. Okay, one more on each side. Done. Okay, just kind of take an active rest here. Swing around. Do some squats if you want. Do some jumping jacks if you want. I'm going to start explaining what we're going to do. We're doing a double ladder here. So we are doing 7 seconds rest in between each exercise. So we're going 40, 40, 30, 30, 20, 20. 7 seconds rest. So try to find the happy medium. Not going to 5, that seemed like it was too much or too little of a rest, and 10 seemed like it was too much of a rest. So we're trying to, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, we're gonna start with mountain climber, and plank jack half burpee is gonna be our first 2 40s. So mountain climbers, down like this, and then your plank jack, jump in. Plank jack, jump to the middle, jump back to plank. Okay, that's 40, 40. Seal jack, plie hops. So in a sort of a sumo squat stance, and then arms come together, arms separate, but you're always staying in a squat. And then plie hops, you're just staying in that squat, and you're jumping with arms extended. That's 30-30. For 20-20, we're doing push-ups and sit-throughs. So push-ups, just regular push-ups, and then for sit-throughs, you're in that tabletop beast position like we've been doing the last primal exercises, and then you're just kicking under, swiveling your hips, kicking under, and keeping the knees hovering, okay? That is going to be the first round. Each round is 3 minutes, 43 seconds. Odd timing. Okay, 7 seconds to get ready, and we're going to start with mountain climbers and those plank jack half burpees. 2, 1. So keep your pelvis tucked under, drive the knees up to the hands. Try to keep your core engaged the whole time. We're over halfway there. Keep driving those knees. 5, 4, 2, 1. Okay, the plank jack half burpee is next. 4, 3, so you jump out, together, and in. Out, together, in. To modify, you're just stepping out to the side, walk in, walk back. Step out, walk in, walk back. I'll usually offer some modifications for all of these exercises. There's always something you can do to make it a little bit easier. So seal jacks, plie hops, and go. Okay, if you don't want to do jumping, then you're just doing this. You're squatting wide and then straighten the legs, okay? Otherwise, jumping in and out. 5. It's gonna get easier. Descending ladder. Okay. Okay, we got those plie hops for another 30 seconds. Go for it. Try to get down nice and low. You have the power coming from your legs, your feet, calves. Try to relax your shoulders. Keep your arms reaching. To really absorb the shock when you're coming down. Push through your feet. 3. Okay, push-ups. 20 seconds. It's gonna get easier. Go. Can you do that from the knees? 5 seconds. Sit-throughs are next. So in that tabletop beast position, go for it. Kick under, swivel. Swivel and kick. Swivel and kick. If you want, retract an arm back. Go faster. That's it. That's your first round. Good job. We're doing 4 rounds, by the way. And then we're gonna get into a core burnout at the end. So next one, bicycle, and then glute bridge. So bicycle, you're on the back, and you're doing bicycle, shoulders lifted, and then your glute bridge, hands back behind you, squeeze, lower, squeeze, lower. That's 40-40. Tricep dips, like I said, got some blocks, use these. We're going to be extending the leg out and dipping at the same time. Okay? Dipping, extend. Dip, extend the leg. If you don't have blocks, you can just do it on the floor, but you just won't get the range of motion in your tricep. So you're just kind of doing these little pulses, which is fine. It's not ideal, but you can work with that. Use a ledge if you want to as well. Stool or a chair. And then for the next 30, we're doing those crab toe touch. So you're lying down, coming up, and then you're tapping one hand to the opposite foot. Come down, so you're doing sit up, and then coming up. Okay? And next, for 20, we're doing side plank, elbow to knee. So we're doing this for the first 20, elbow to knee. And then for the next 20, same side, leg, front and back. All right, on the right side. So let's get started. 7 seconds to get ready. Starting with bicycle and hip lifts. And 3, 2, 1, go. So you're not pulling in the head, you're rotating through the shoulder and trying to drive that knee to the elbow and elbow to knee while trying to keep your rib cage down and low back down as well. Breathing out on the exhale. Breathing out on the twist. Okay, the glute bridge is next. Again, this is where you're exhaling and contracting, and then inhale lower. So make sure you're consciously aware of contracting your glutes. You're tucking the tailbone under as you're lifting. Try to make the work happen from your glutes and hamstrings as best as you can. Press down through your feet. Arms are straight, so you don't ever bend your elbows here. So you just want to isolate glutes. Okay, that's it. And then moving into the crab tricep dips, extending one leg at a time. So if you want more cardio, speed it up. Otherwise, just think about your form. Dip, extend, dip and extend. One. Okay, on your back and those dancing crabs. Or crab toe touch. Down, sit up, tap, down. So it takes a little bit of coordination. If you've never done this before, it does feel very awkward. But once you get the coordination, your opposite hand kind of working behind you as that support, and your opposite foot as a support, then you just gotta create that mind-muscle connection and plant down, engage, side plank. So that top leg, knee to elbow, more like, yeah, knee to elbow. You're doing a little bit of crunch in your upper body, but that knee to elbow is coming in more than the elbow is coming to the knee. Okay, and then we are going tapping front and back here. Same side. You can do this on your forearms. Try and stay in the work, even if you're just doing plank, that's fine. That's it. Good job, round 2. Okay. Next one, the third one here. We are going to start with 40 seconds of push-ups. And again, those can be from the knees, and then 40 seconds of diving. So you know what push-ups look like? Diving is you're on your belly, and you're reaching, and then coming into extension, and driving those elbows back, palms facing the floor, lifting your upper body. Maybe your lower body can lift too, but if it's too much on your low back, don't worry about your low half. Work on your upper half of your body there, diving. And then for 30-30, we are doing bear walks. Always fun. So as opposed to beast walks, so beast walks is you're kind of a little more flat in neutral in your spine, but you're gonna stick your bum up in the air for bear. So it looks like you're trying to, you know, sniff the grass, and you're bending into your elbows and walking to the front of your mat, and then walking to the back. So you're a little bit of down dog. Try to get your bum up in the air, keep your elbows bent, keep your knees bent the whole time. Okay, and your nose is really low to the ground as best as you can. Try to support yourself. Walk forward. When you run out of space, walk back. Try to work on opposite hand, opposite foot, like the crawl coordination. So, and then just to get the cardio up even more, star jumps. So this is what we're going to do for 30, or you're doing these star jacks. So come down low and reach out. So down, half. Okay, if you don't want to do that, just do this. So come down, no jumping, just go from side to side. And then for 20-20, we're doing the side plank, elbow to knee, taps on the left side. All right, 7 seconds to get ready. And we are starting with push-ups. 2, 1. Do the hardest version you can. And when your body says you can't do anymore, then you modify. Drop your knees. Stay in a plank. Try to keep the core engaged. Go through the full range if possible. Almost there, 4 seconds. Okay, diving. You're on your belly and reaching. So down and then retract. Reach, dive into the water and pull back. Inhale and stretch, and then exhale and contract. Try to keep those arms hovering just above the floor. Palms face down. All right. Okay, bear and star. 30-30. Okay. So, get your bum up. Takes a little bit of practice. Knees bent. Core is fired up like crazy here. You're trying to kind of tuck in to yourself as well. Okay, get that heart rate on now. Star jumps. I'm inhaling and jumping. Turn around. 10 seconds. left side. Top knee. Bring the heart rate down. I'm gonna go quiet here. Okay, 2, 1, tap. Seconds. That's it. Good job on that third round. Okay, we're at one more to go for the HIIT. And like I said, we're gonna do a core burnout. That's gonna be 50-50, 50. And so 3 minutes long, 3 rounds through. Different core exercises after this. Okay, last one. To end it off, we are doing a triple running man jump switch. So you are in a runner's lunge stance, and you're gonna drive the knee, swing the arms. You're going 1, 2, 3. Stay in this forward stance. So I'm angled in my spine. Forward, jump switch. 2, 3 with the opposite leg. Jump switch. Okay. If you don't want to jump switch, then just do a quick switch. But stay in this active position where all that weight is going to be blasting your front leg, and that's where you're going to feel it the most. So that is for 40. Then 3 distance jump squats. So we're going to go narrow, shoulder distance, and then sumo squat. Back shoulder distance, back to narrow. Okay. So you just kind of have to feel it out. You'll have a mirror. Just kind of gauge 3 distance apart, going back and forth. For 30-30, we are doing tabletop side kicks. So we're in this tabletop position, and we're just doing this. We're just opening the hip joint, or we're actually just activating this outer hip here, and that's all we're doing. Just isolating for one side, and then isolating the other side. So don't try and really open up like you're trying to do a fire hydrant here. That's not the point. You're just trying to go low enough so that you can feel it in your outer hip, not in your low back. So if your low back is taking over, you've gone too high and you're leaning over like that. So try to just go, just low enough where you feel that outer hip fire up, and then drop it down. Pulse in that range of motion. 7 seconds to get, we are doing last diving cactus and then locust pulses. So almost like we did for before, but we're just lifting your feet up off the ground, hovering sort of in a Superman pose, but retracting the elbows back. So bend your elbows, slide forward. Bend your elbows, slide forward, drop the head. Lift your head, drop the head. Okay, activating the upper body, shoulders and back, and then doing locust pulses. So palms face up. So you're going out to a T position, and then reach back and maybe touch your thumbs. Out to a T position, reach back and touch your thumbs. So you lower in that T position, and then you come up and squeeze. Okay, arms are straight the whole time. Okay, 7 seconds to get ready, and we're doing triple running man to start. Triple running man, jump switch. 3, 2, and go. So try to keep the core engaged. Just go as fast as you can. And then we're doing the 3 distance jump squat. So narrow, and then wide. Back to shoulder, shoulder, wide, shoulder, narrow. Sometimes if you overshoot that one, then you gotta make up for it. Anyways, just count 3 times, and then try and switch your sets. Leg burnout. Staying down low. Oh, geez. Okay. So your tabletop side kicks, I'm just gonna face this way. So with your right leg, we'll do right leg on the first 30 seconds. Knee is bent. And you just take it up. So, if you feel like there's no way you cannot twist, prop yourself up on blocks, like I'm doing, and that'll straighten out your low back and you can work on just that outer hip. Prop yourself up on a chair or a stool. Just, again, just making sure that low back, go to the other side. So it's really just focusing on what you feel. That's all that matters. Not really what it looks like or what it looks like when you're watching me, but like I said, if you feel it in your low back more than your hip, then you're going either too high or you need to raise your hands up somehow. Okay, so diving cactus, and then our look as pulses. Flat, and then extend. Feet down, head down, then reach, and extend the spine. Trying to mimic a pulling exercise here as best as we can with just body weight. Okay, locust, so palms face up, and then you reach back. Okay, this doesn't have to be fast. Again, try to feel it in your shoulders, shoulder blades. When your arms reach back, that's it by the way, when your arms reach back, make sure that you're really reaching to your heels. Good job, everybody. That was the HIIT round with the cardio, and then we're going to go right away into our 50 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, core and ab moves. So starting with a butterfly crunch. So you are, your knees are wide and your big toes are, or your feet are together, and you are both crunching through your upper and lower abs, okay? If that's too much or it feels like you're pulling too much on your neck, you can keep your head kind of hovering above the floor and your shoulders a little bit off the floor and just work on your low abs, or vice versa. You can just work on your upper abs. Otherwise, try to do the double version. Then we're going to do sideline double crunch on the right side. So just this. So you're kind of propped up on your outer hip there that we just worked, and then we're crunching in that side. Double crunch, doing the double crunch on the other side. So that is our first 50, 50 round. 10 seconds to get ready. We're starting in butterfly crunch. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. So your exhale, your breath pattern is pretty important for the abdominal exercises to work. Make sure you're exhaling when you're contracting your abdominal muscles, just to get the maximum benefit and to really take you to that burnout level. So like I said, it's a double crunch. is too much, or you feel like you're just kind of reefing on your head, just start trying to get up and through your upper abs. Just keep your head on the floor, work on your low. All right, side lying double crunch. We're gonna go on, I'm gonna go on my left side first. You can go whatever side you want. We're gonna do one side, then the other. Okay, coming down and then pulling up, and really, again, just being mindful of those side muscles, those obliques, contracting, pulling in, that outer hip working, exhaling. There's going to be a point where I'm just going to stop talking altogether because it's going to be too painful. Anyways, we're 18 seconds away. Okay, 4. All right, going to the other side. So your arm is out to the side, just as some support there. And you just kind of find that spot where you're kind of on your hip, balancing on your outer hip. Come down. I'm trying to use just the ab muscles to do that double crunch and not pushing into the floor and you try to use your hands or anything. Pretty difficult. The hips are also stretching out here, so you're going through a big range of motion to get the double crunch. All right. Good job, everyone. So that was our first round. We're doing 2 more of those 50, 50, 50s. And you're gonna feel so awesome after this. So we are next, it's gonna be more of a core move and legs, but back really. So we're going tabletop, hovering tabletop. We're doing a donkey kick, and the knee is gonna, I'll just explain to you. So you're doing the beast kind of move with the knees hovering, neutral spine. Your right leg comes up like a donkey kick, so your heel reaches up to the ceiling and then comes around and brings it over to your elbow. And then up, and then over to your elbow. Up, knee stays bent the entire time. So you're squeezing your glutes, and then you're coming around and attacking your obliques, and your core is engaged the entire time, and same with your back muscles. So that's what makes this move super intense. And then we're going to take a break before we do the other side, and we're going to do some on the back leg flutters and crossovers. So you're on your back. So your choice, you can hover your head with your hands behind your head the whole time, and you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4 flutters, 1, 2, 3 crossovers. Okay, the lower to the ground, the harder it is going to be. So you can do this higher. Okay, 1, 2, 3 higher, and then crossover. But make sure that you're still feeling it. So you gotta find somewhere in the middle where you're not gonna be going down super low and sacrificing your posture, so your low back will lift off the floor if your core gets too fatigued. But you also, you just want to find that balance. Anyways, we're going to do the tabletop on that last 50 seconds. So on the other side. So 10 seconds to get ready. We're starting with the tabletop. The key here is keeping those knees hovering off the floor. That's what makes this pose really intense. Even just holding that beast position. So up and then over. I'll just come around. So right knee up and then to the elbow. Up, donkey kick, squeeze your glutes, over to the elbow. Up. So make sure as you're looking down, because it will be, looking at your left knee Make sure that you're not going up to down dog and doing that, okay? You want to stay low, because I know your left knee is going to kill you, but you can also drop it to the floor if you need to. But I'd rather you drop it to the floor than come up and do the down dog kind of thing. Squeezing that glute up and then over. Oh my goodness. Okay, down for flutters and leg crossovers. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, 4. So I'm just trying to concentrate on getting my low back grounded to the floor. I know that my core is getting kind of exhausted, so I'm just going to be aware that if I feel it, then I'm just going to lift myself, or you can adjust by pull your knees into your chest and then begin again. Okay, reset your posture. You know, the hip flexors are screaming. Okay, go to the other side. So we're going to do the tabletop again. Maybe I'll just go into an angle this time. So that left knee comes up and then over to the side. Up. Not a fast move. Like I said, the hardest thing is trying to keep that right knee hovering above the ground, because it's really body weight intensive, and it's all into that right quad at the moment too, along with your core. 3. Oh my goodness. Good job. Okay, that was the round 3 of 50-50-50. We have one more to go. And then we're going to do some cool down. All right. So last one, you guys. Starting with a Navasana rope climb. So in your boat pose in Navasana, your knees can be bent or straight. Basically, this is your Navasana, but then we're adding on this invisible rope climb. Here, reach and pull. Reach and pull down, okay? You may drop your feet down, and you may just come forward and do that same thing, okay? Again, it's really, really intensive on the hip flexors. So if it's too much for you, then you're modifying feet down, and you're just leaning back enough where you feel those upper abs engaged. For the next one, you're doing a down dog foot reach to an extended plank. So you're in down dog. It's kind of a fun one. We're going 2 on 2. We're going to touch, the left hand is going to reach for the right foot, and then you're going to come forward and reach into a plank pose. So my legs engage, my whole body's engaged, my weight's on my right arm, and then you're doing again. So 1, 2, and then other side, 1, 2. When you're coming forward into plank pose, you're pushing and squeezing your glutes, working your back. So that is B, 50-50-50, 2 on each side. Then we're ending in dead bug. Knees over hips. So starting with the right leg extended and left hand on the bent knee, on the left knee, and then switching. And just switching. Whatever knee comes in, that switch hand, you're pushing into the knee and causing a little bit of tension there. Knee pushes into the hand and hand pushes into the knee. Core pulls down at the same time. Again, the core is engaged the entire time. 10 seconds to get ready, and starting with the Navasana rope climb. So 2, and go. So ideally you're kind of looking up, reach for that invisible rope, pull down. Okay, we're halfway there. Yeah, like I said, modify as you need to. Whew, the last few seconds are intense. 3, 2, okay, down dog, foot taps and reaches. So starting the down dog, left hand reaches to the right foot, reach forward, squeeze your legs. Again, reach forward, squeeze your legs. Replace the hand, put it back, do the other side. Okay, start off slow, and once you get the hang of it, then you're going faster. Again, it's a balancing act because you're just going to be on you're going to be three-legged the entire time. So that's what makes it kind of magical. Your body is kind of guessing how to control the movement and disperse the weight. Okay, dead bug. This is our last one, and then we're gonna get into cool down. Knees above your hips. Okay, start it up. So again, my head is off the ground as well. My shoulders are off the ground. Again, I'm just trying to really focus on what I'm feeling and trying to engage. This is the last core move. So we're really going for the burn here. Sometimes with some of these, the slower, the better. That's it. Good job, everyone. All right. Good job. Okay, we are going to get in some cool down. All right, so lifting the arms up overhead when you're ready, and then coming down. So you can kind of meet me when you're ready, sweeping up, and then exhaling down. Sweeping up, stretching, exhaling, letting it go. And moving into a forward fold, sweep up and sweep down. Okay, and one more. Reaching up. And then exhale. Stepping to the top of your mat, sweep arms up, inhale, exhale, forward fold, halfway lift, inhale, exhale, and right foot steps back. Bring the right knee to the floor and reach those arms. Let's open or twist to the left. So right arm forward, left arm back. Tipping back, so that left hand is reaching for the right leg. Just getting a little bit more out of that right hip. You can look over the side, you can look up at the ceiling. Okay, windmill down, so the right hand plants to the floor. Lift your right knee up off the floor and reach your left arm up. Squeeze your right leg straight and push through the heel. Think about the quadricep on your right leg engaged and your glute muscles on your right side engaged as well. One more breath. Bring the left hand down. Step back into plank pose, lower through chaturanga. Bring it into up dog or cobra, and then come back into downward facing dog. Hold there for about 3 more breaths. Just enjoy the pose. Reaching through the heels, trying to pull the chest towards the thighs. Let the head be heavy. And keeping the arms kind of actively pushing the floor away. All right, step your right foot forward. Bring the left knee to the ground and reach up with both arms. Twisting to the right side, let left arm is forward and the right arm is reaching back. And just breathing, trying to lift up tall. Getting a little more of that left side by taking that right hand and reaching for the left hamstring. And then you're taking it back, maybe looking up at the ceiling. All right, releasing, and then plant the left hand to the floor. Reach your left, lift your left knee up off the floor. Look up at the arm and pull that right shoulder back. So like on the other side, keep that left leg activated, reaching through the heel. Think about the back of the knee lifting. And then bring your right hand to the floor. Step back into plank pose. Lower through chaturanga. Keep it up dog or cobra. Look over the left shoulder very slowly. Try to keep the shoulders pulling down, lifting out of your low back, pulling up for, pulling the chest up. Looking very slowly over to the right side now. And then come back to center and then downward facing dog. And again, just staying here, breathing it out. On your inhale, lift your right leg up into the air and bend into the knee. And then step forward and drop your left knee to the floor. Reach up with both arms. Hands to the floor and straighten out through your right leg. Lift your toes. Okay, go ahead and pull the toes and kind of force that foot into flexion, reaching through the heel. And give yourself a nice foot massage. Stretch your fascia out on your foot with your hand. And then let that go, come forward. And then we're going to move into extended side angle from here. So we're going to lift that back knee, turn the back heel so it's down on the floor, and then place your right hand on the inside part of the right foot. Well, the left hand can just come to your hip. Start to revolve and open to the left side. Maybe that left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. So just trying to target the inner thigh and hip flexor here. The left leg is engaged, reaching through that heel, and you're just kind of working on pressing that right knee open. My arm is kind of jammed right up against the inner knee and kind of activating the stretch a little bit more. One more breath here, and then letting it go. Dropping back, dropping that left knee down to the floor. Doing one more time, pulling back into a monkey split, half monkey split. Lift the toes, grab onto the foot. And you can sit back on your heel if your knee allows that from your left side. Doesn't bother you to move in that much flexion. Go ahead. Leaning forward if that feels good. Otherwise, you can lift up here. If you have limited flexibility, hamstrings are really tight, you may be right here. Maybe you can't reach your foot. That's fine too. Try to keep mindful of flexing your toes back. Your foot can still work on flexing itself without you assisting it. And then come forward to a lunge. Step back into plank pose. Lower through. Chaturanga. Up dog cobra. Downward facing dog. 2 more times. Come forward. Down. Up. Back. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, left leg lifts. Open the hip. Step forward. Drop your back knee to the floor. Reach up. Breathing deep here. Hands to the floor and straighten out through the left leg. Toes lifting and breathing into that stretch. Like I've done in other classes too, you can kind of change the angle in which you're pulling on the inner arch of the foot or the outer arch of the foot too. Play around, hunt around to see where you can find a good stretch for you. Now let's come forward and lift that back knee, turn the heel so it's on the ground, and then place that left hand on the inner part of the left foot, and then you're opening that right arm. Extended side angle. Go ahead and widen your stance if you want to. Walk your front foot forward or slide your back foot back. Again, just to get a little more into the inner thigh area and open the groin. Breathing deep, pulling back on that shoulder. So getting that shoulder opener as well. Right leg is engaged. Try to keep that right heel back of the foot reaching into the floor as well. Okay, close it in. Turn around back and right knee to the floor, and then another monkey split. Same side, flexing the foot back. Taking some exhales out through the mouth. At this point, exhaling is going to be very important for you as you try to trigger that relaxation response in the body and just cool and calm right down after the storm. And then releasing, come forward into lunge step, back into pen pose, lower through chaturanga, up dog cobra. Let's hold this up dog or cobra, okay, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, just come back into tabletop pose and then slide back into child's pose. Lift forward back into table and spin around so that you're on your seat. Okay, so from here we're just going to come right onto the ground. Roll like a ball, grab onto the backs of the knees, tuck your chin in, inhale, rock back, exhale, roll forward. And trying to stay loose through the back. Okay, and then come down onto your spine and move into happy baby. Grab onto the backs or to the knees, shins, or reach up to the toes. And you can rock from side to side here. And breathing out, long deep breaths. And bring it all down. All right. Okay, feet onto the floor. Cross your right ankle on your left knee, and we're going to move into a figure 4 bridge, and then we'll do some more figure 4 stretches. So flex your right foot there. Go ahead and lift your hips off the floor. And just breathing here. Okay, and then slowly release. Now we're going to switch sides. Left ankle, right knee. And again, first one we're going to hold. We're going to do some pulsing after this. We're going to go back to where we were. So left foot flexed. Notice if one side feels different than the other. Usually there's a little bit of a difference in size and how you feel flexibility wise or stiffness. One's tighter than the other usually. And then releasing. Okay, and then we're going to do 5 pulses on the right side. So right leg on and ready and go. 1, 2, nice and slow. 3, 4, and 5. And release. Switching sides. 1. Now pushing down to that 2, to the right foot, pushing down to the floor. 3, 4, squeezing the glutes at the top, and 5. And coming down. Switch again. Right knee, right ankle on the left knee, and this time lift that foot off the floor. So holding, if you feel like there's a stretch here, you can prop your foot, that left foot on a stool or up against the wall and hold it there. Otherwise, you can grab onto your hamstrings, thread the needle there. You can also clasp the front of the shin and pull in. So again, just breathing, try to let the hips sink down into the floor as best as you can. Alright, so we're going to release the clasp and then take it into a twist. So arms are out and then the legs will fall to the left side. So I'm going to end up in a double twist, but you can stack your knees like so. So right over left. Maybe go ahead and look over at the right arm. Like I've said before, do some snow angel type work in your arms, well, especially that right arm as it's the one being stretched the most here from the chest outward to the shoulder and bicep. So work around shifting the, just kind of changing the angle of the arm from the shoulder to see where you can find where there's tension or stiff muscles, sore muscles. Just getting the circulation going in the shoulder again and muscle tissue. And of course breathing. Long deep breaths in and long deep breaths out if you're moving. Alright, very slowly we're going to come out of that pose and then switch sides right away. So the left ankle is going to be on the right knee and grabbing onto the back of the right leg, holding. Or again, you're using prop with your foot on a stool, right foot on a stool. Keep that left foot flexed. And go to your breath. Again, long deep breaths out. Make your exhales just a little bit longer than your inhales. Help those hips relax. Alright, so very slowly letting that go, and let's go to the twist on the right side. So take those legs over in a double twist or stacked knees. Working on that left arm now. Having some movement or just being completely still. Alright, so very slowly bring it back to center. Give yourself a hug, wrap up arms around those knees. Give yourself lots of love. Breathe into the back. And go with the tailbone pulling down to the floor. Release the feet to the floor, knees bent, and walk your feet wide and the knees wide. Bring your arms open to a T and drop your knees left and right for windshield wipers. Moving right to left. Keep your arms heavy and just kind of weighted down there. And perhaps relax or close your eyes at this point. So trying to be as lazy as possible from now on here. Try to use as little effort as possible to create this motion in your body. So think about just momentum taking over mostly. And as you are thinking about just being lazy and passive, think about your feet really relaxing at this point. So notice the sensation of your feet and the weight being transferred from the inner arch of your feet to the outer arch of your feet as you are just bringing your knees from side to side here. So just bring your awareness there for a few more breaths. Keep your shoulders weighted down, head heavy. Okay, and then at your own time there, you're just letting it go and moving into Shavasana, slowing it all the way down. Now straighten out one leg, then the other. And you can also move into any other pose that feels good for you. That could be seated, or it could be just lying on the couch if the floor does not feel comfortable at all. You can keep your knees bent, and that may help just kind of neutralize your spine if you feel like your spine is achy on the floor, or go ahead and use a blanket or a bolster underneath your knees and also cover up so that you don't feel distracted by the temperature of the air or floor. So taking the next few moments here to just focus on your breath, because the intention should now be about stillness in the body and kind of the easiness of your breath. So breath is going to be moving in and out of the body, but the body is going to be completely still. It's just a vessel for your breath at this point. So letting the body go, relaxing those heels, let the calf muscles soften, backs of knees go, let the thigh muscles relax and ease up here, and along with your glute muscles, tailbone, outer hips, and just travel up your body. So think about the spine, all the muscles around the spine just begin to loosen and melt down into the floor, into the mat. Vertebrae by vertebrae, moving up through your mid-back, your upper back. Feel your shoulder blades soften and pull down and back as well. And begin to feel the backs of your arms pull down and get heavier, along with the backs of your hands. Now letting the back of your neck relax, the sides of your neck, all very soft so that your head can be relaxed and fully supported by the mat and by the floor and by the earth. So your whole body, your back body sinking down, feeling relaxed and comfortable. And just breathing into that space. Your back body easing into the floor, melting down bit by bit, breath by breath. Feel softness across your forehead. Let your eyelids feel heavy and the muscles around your eyes relax. Soften the temples, your cheeks, your jaw muscles, and your tongue. Bring your awareness and attention back to your breath. Notice the breath coming in through your nostrils and moving out through the nostrils. And just keep breathing as you do here. Okay, so finding one more deep breath in and deep breath out. Beginning to find a little bit of movement through the body and expanding the breath a little bit more here. So slowly reawakening. And feel free to tune me out and continue on with the Shavasana and lengthen that part out if that's what you wish. Otherwise, I'm going to guide you into awareness here of the body. So moving around in your ankles and your wrists, maybe rocking your head from side to side. Notice your relaxed body breathing. Seeing how deep you can breathe. Notice where you can breathe. Finding space where there was no space before. Maybe in your belly, you're feeling it in your hips. Maybe placing your hands on your belly or your hips just to kind of acknowledge the breath moving a deeper level. Expanding and also exhaling in a deeper level. Practicing those full breaths, which is pretty rare in what we do in our everyday life. It's pretty rare that we take those full deep breaths in and out. So always good to have that reminder and practice. We're going to begin just moving around with windshield wipers. Morning stretch with reaching overhead. You can also grab onto an opposite wrist overhead and then move your knees in the opposite side just to kind of get a little bit more of a side stretch. Okay, and then rolling or rocking over onto your right. And then making your way up to seated from there. And yeah, just enjoy doing more stretches from here, some neck stretches and whatever you feel and whatever is in your own practice. That is great. Thanks for joining me and namaste everybody. Thanks for watching. Let me know some comments and let me know what you think. Share this video if you like it, and I'm on YouTube as well. I have a channel, Melissa Shippey, So you can check that out. And a lot of the videos on there, there's some shorter videos, and there's just straight yoga vinyasa flow video on there too. So yeah, join me on Monday for vinyasa flow yoga again at 7 p.m. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.